Hello everyone. So today in this video, I just want to quickly talk about the editor, the editor that I use and I also recommend if you are trying to write scripts for ScriptRunner for Jira. And I wanted to make this video to just share very quickly uh, something about my experience of writing scripts. Now, whenever I write scripts, and I'll not just talk about the editor, but also few other things. Now, the thing is that when you're using the editor that comes with a script runner, it is actually quite good, and it has improved a lot in the last few years. I mean, if you have used script runner, then I'm sure you remember the old editor with a blue screen, and that was of course just the editor. And then with time, we also got the features of some kind of autocomplete suggestions. And in the current version or the editor that we have right now, it is actually quite good, and I like it. Now the thing is that when you're writing scripts, uh, of course write scripts using the best editor that you have access to. If possible, wherever applicable, I try to use IntelliJ, and I have shared in the past, I think many times, how I set up my development environment in my Jira local development environment. I basically use the Atlassian SDK, and then I use, of course, my own local Jira instance, and I also install ScriptRunner, basically the as a dependency in my pom.xml. Now the thing is that when you're IntelliJ, of course you can customize it fully because it is your own editor. For example, I use Emacs, and I have set my key bindings that are basically I'm comfortable with those key bindings which I use in Emacs, and that is of course just one small example. But of course you have access to all the. I mean, once you set up the Atlassian SDK based local environment, you can basically access everything like all the autocomplete features and suggestions, and it is much more quicker to basically write a code using IntelliJ because it will suggest a lot of those things for you, and it makes the whole development of or basically the building of scripts much more quicker, neater, and of course you will be writing better code in a way because you get suggestions, you get help. Now the thing is that of course these are the benefits that we have in a proper IDE, but at the same time there is one very important point that I want to talk about, and that is basically writing scripts in a separate environment. Now if let us say I'm using this local environment where I have to basically write a script to, just to give you a simple example, let us say I have to write a script where the script will read basically some filters, and then it will send an email to someone, right? And in the email, we have to customize the email content with our own table of issues from these filters, and we also have to fetch specific custom fields or something. Like basically, we have we have the capability to customize each and everything in that particular email with all the formatting and a lot of other things. But the thing is that when you're writing the code for any requirement in a local development environment, then you will be writing code. You will be forced to write a code that will that should not break, because when I copy the same script to a production environment, then the code will fail if I don't really do any error handling. For example, if I'm trying to, in my code, if I'm trying to fetch a custom field and the custom field is not there on production, then potentially your script will fail, and of course it will cause problems. So when you're writing code in a local development environment, you will be forced to basically write those checks. You will be forced to do error handling, and this is actually a good practice which I follow. And of course, when you follow this approach, you will then be forced to capture the requirements correctly. And when I have my own local environment, I have access to, of course, my whole repository of scripts. For me, writing scripts is natural because I just write scripts and I just reuse my code, and I can actually do it very quickly. And this is something that we in our company also try to do actually. It is not always possible, to be honest, because sometimes when you're working, let us say for a client where you just have access to the web, and sometimes you're working on a different laptop where you have maybe limited access to tools. You can't really install IntelliJ, for example, then it can be a problem. But wherever applicable, wherever possible, we try to follow this approach. And the editor, by the way, I mean, of course, we were trying to compare. I mean, not really comparison, but this editor is actually quite good. It has improved a lot. But you can't really do much here, right? I mean, because I want to customize the way, because I'm not used to, or I should say, I'm more comfortable with my own key bindings, my own shortcuts that will let me do things very quickly in IntelliJ. Here, it is of course just one web interface because I'm doing this within a browser window, and of course you have some capabilities, some autocomplete, but it is not the same. It is not really the same thing that you can do with IntelliJ. So just wanted to make a quick video, not really want to go into the details of I mean, because it's not really a comparison. It is just sharing my experience. And yeah, that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this short and quick video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new. Thank you very much. Bye bye.